it's prideful of me to think that Jesus' blood is not enough to cover my sins.
Ooh, I love it. To think that grace is yours to lose.
Oh,
right?
man.
To think that the
It's
grace
like you
is...
purchased it.
It's like, oh, this is my grace. I can lose it. Absolutely not. Christians struggle to maintain those things on a regular basis, and they easily fall into the works of the flesh.
Of the flesh.
How the heck are you going to blame somebody on the outside? They will never come to Christianity.
Yes, we're in a
if you
conundrum.
keep pointing fingers and telling people they're not worthy of Christ, you're not worthy of Christ.
Oof. Boom.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back again. We're here again for another episode of the Dry Bones Podcast, and we're here on episode 26.
26, baby.
You know, we passed the big hump of 25 the first quarter, not even to 100, right?
Yep.
We're 25 steps in deep, and now we're here for episode 26, guys. Last episode was a doozy, man.
Yeah.
The last episode was great. Andres, shout out to you, brother. Much love to you. We love you, bro. It was a great experience having you over and hanging out with you, getting some time with you, and just being able to talk things through here, bro. Like a lot of what he said ministered to my heart, and I know to yours
bro.
as well.
Yeah.
We were even feeling the spirit of God in that episode. You even said it.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely great having you. If you wanted to share something.
Yeah, bro. I mean, listen, I was touched.
How did you feel about that, bro?
That was such a great episode.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't only the episode. I think the interaction as a whole.
Yeah, bro.
With somebody of that caliber.
Mm-hmm.
It was very eye-opening.
Mm-hmm.
Because it showed me a couple things, right? It showed me, one, that we're not perfect.
Yeah.
No matter what levels we reach in this world of success, whatever we accomplish, that doesn't mean that that's going to come without trials and tribulations, or that our flesh will want to rise up, right, and take a hold of us, and that our thoughts sometimes aren't going to be thoughts that we have to submit to God again. And so we have so many conversations. And, usually we talk a lot about theology, especially you. But I've been big on it too. Not necessarily in the space of knowing more history. I want to know more in depth what I already know. Like I want to know, I guess, yes, it is history. Like I want to know what it means culturally speaking, right, for the Jews, for the Messiah to have come compared to the Gentiles, right? I want to know what some symbolism was in Matthew 24, right?
Yeah,
what was he were referring to? So I guess you could say a little bit of history, but for me, it's mainly I want to understand the text better.
Yeah, of course.
And so usually, right, even though I feel like I have so much to learn, I don't find people on like a level where I can have these theological conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why I think we get so caught up, or I fight back with you and stuff like that with those, because I enjoy the eye-opening conversations or being forced to dig in a little bit more. I'm like, okay, let's find out, or trying to prove people wrong.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, right? I mean,
that's
it's one of those things that it causes iron sharpens iron. It causes you to want to go back. Hold on, let me sharpen my blade real quick.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So it's one of those things that you dig in, you search, and the conversation with him, bro, he's a theologian. He knows his word.
Yo, he knows his word. I had told him that it was refreshing to talk to him. And we talked about end times, bro. Like on my drive here after we dropped you off, we had talked about straight end times, bro. I was like, this guy's talking about end times with me.
And it's right. It's like surprising to have those conversations, but it's really cool because you don't find people like that, especially artists when they get there. I think sometimes they allow the clout to carry them.
That's true, yeah.
Or like the mainstream conversation. Sometimes just saying, hallelujah, glory to God. God is good,
brothers. It was crazy that he was against that, right?
He is.
The sprinkle. What did he call it? Jesus glitter.
Jesus glitter, bro. And like, I'm like, bro, somebody in this space to think like that, to talk like that, to be comfortable with spending time in the Word, to become stronger in that space, and to do more in private than he does in public. Because that's what surprised me the most, is that he works, and Andres, I apologize, bro, if you don't want me to share this, but I think it's very important for people to know this about you, because this is a strong character trait, bro. I've always said this in most of the pods, that it's not what you do in public that matters with Christ.
Right.
It's the relationship that you develop in private.
In private, that's right.
That's truly where your character develops. And this dude does more in private. Now, he's a public figure.
Yeah.
But he does more in private than what we see his talent display in public.
Correct.
Like the hours he spends in the church, right? More than some people spend in a 40-hour work week.
Yeah, it's true.
He spends in his church.
Right.
Serving the ministry, serving the people, helping out, collaborating with his pastors. Bro, that is something admirable.
Absolutely.
Right?
Oh, man.
And so many hidden things that he does, so many little songs that are unreleased, so many people individually that he touches and preaches to, right? So much street preacher stuff that he does.
Yeah, for sure.
As well, that nobody sees. And the word is very clear that the Lord will reward you in public for what you do in private.
That's right.
And so some of those things, even though a lot of us don't see it yet, and maybe we will never see it, but his reward is being mounted up.
Right.
Right. He's getting more and more rewards for it. So it was impressive to see what type of character the guy had, bro.
Right, for sure.
It wasn't a false, a facade, like, you know, like a caricature. Is that how you say it? Caricature?
Caricature.
With the accent.
The one
caricature.
That's the one where they draw the people real funny. Caricature. Yes. Yeah.
He's not one of those where you just see him online, right? You see him in the media. You see him doing cool videos. Yeah. He's not a hype beast.
Right.
Bro, like it
makes you wonder, like when you're gonna invite somebody that has, you know, had success in music or had success and has been on that spotlight, if they're gonna be a fake boy.
If they're gonna be fake.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, are you gonna be a fake boy right now?
Yeah,
it's a natural thought, and I'm sure he will forgive us for that. You know, but we were waiting for him in the airport.
For it.
And I was like, bro, I don't know if a fake boy is about to walk in here right now.
That's right.
Who knows, bro? I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, straight out the gate, it's like we knew that guy for years, bro.
Yeah,
it's
it
like
felt that way.
He displayed this energy of love, bro, and it really is true what Jesus says, bro.
Yes.
That by this you will know, by this they will know that you are my disciples, that you show love amongst each other.
One another, yeah.
That's crazy how that manifests, and it's like you instantly feel it. And like you said, the Spirit recognizes the Spirit instantly. It's like a long lost friend.
Yes.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that relationship, I really pray and hope that it lasts for life. Once I go down to Florida, I want to be able to see the guy again.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Be encouraged by some of his words, his testimony, the firmity in which he carries himself. Now, it's tough, bro. It's so tough. Because when God lifts you from something, you know how many times, bro? Like, I'm a control freak. I like to be in control at all times. When I feel like I'm not in control of any situation, doesn't matter if it's at work. You know me at work.
Yeah, it's facts.
It doesn't matter if it's in my relationship, right, with my wife. It doesn't matter if it's in my friendships. If it doesn't matter if it's with my kids. It doesn't matter if it's like my finances. Bro, you name it, I like to be in control. So I like to know that if I'm going to spend $200 today, those $200 are coming back this Friday. So I can spend them. I like to know that if I spend $30 on food today, that's because 2 days from now, you know, a deposit is coming into my account. That's 2-3 times that amount.
Right.
Right. I like to know that if, you know, I'm going to go on vacation and I'm going to spend a couple $1,000s, I like to know that I have a big bonus coming or a big incentive coming from work.
Right.
Right. So I'm always the type of guy that I like to be in control.
Yeah.
Right. I like to think that if I eat right, I'm in control of my health. I like to think that if I treat my spouse right, I'm in control of my relationship.
And in a way, you know, that it's a healthy thing to be like that in some ways.
In some ways.
Yeah.
But it could also be detrimental because
it could backfire, yeah.
What happens is, and this dude, I'm saying all this to lead up to this, right? Like the moment when I got close to God, the moment when I decided to stop playing church, right, and be committed to God fully, it was about 4.5 years ago now at this point, right? Yeah. Because it was back in 2021.
Yeah.
Like right after the initial year of the pandemic. Bro, the moment I decided to be firm with Christ, it was because I lost control. But I lost control of something that I didn't feel like I could ever gain control back by myself without Christ. Because if I lose control of my finances, I feel like I could work enough hours, I could do enough overtime, I could find another job, I could fix it. Even in my relationships, when I was a mess, I could feel like even if I did things outside that weren't ideal to honor my relationship, I felt like I could talk my way into being in grace again.
Yeah.
right?
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
But
to talk yourself back into grace, bro.
Yes.
Is why. That's
I
just
always
wild to
felt
say.
like I had a way to control things, even when I was losing control to the naked eye. But bro, when it attacked my health, when he talked about that,
yeah, bro,
it was my health. Because at that moment, there were no answers.
You had no control, bro. You can't control.
You can't control that, bro. And then
when
I couldn't fix it.
When you're knee deep in it, you can't do jack.
Yeah, bro. And I didn't feel any better, no matter what I did. And then I'm reading all these articles, which Google is the worst thing that can happen to you.
Everything's cancer, bro.
Because everything is the worst case scenario.
Yeah, everything. Slight headache, a cough is cancer.
That's it. You're cooked.
You know what I mean? A bump on your elbow, you got cancer.
Yep.
Bro.
Yeah,
it's just how it is.
This is whatever. So I'm over here thinking that the worst case scenario is about to happen. Right? I have no clue what's going on with me. Doctors don't find the answers. And so, bro, in that moment, I was like finding ways like I had in the past, to take control again. And nothing was able to give me my health back. Nothing that I did was able to return my health. It wasn't only until I surrendered to Jesus completely. It was like you said something last week that has sat with me about the opportunist stuff. Because it could be like a derogatory term.
I know. That's
to
why
use for God. But bro, it applies.
It applies.
Right? It was like God was waiting for the perfect opportunity.
Yes.
Something that for some people might be a curse. Well, sick. I want you to be sick. Is that the God you serve?
Right.
I prefer to be an atheist. I prefer to not believe in anything.
Facts.
Well, no, if he wouldn't have used that and then healed me because he did, I would have never been able to go surrender to his feet because I understood that when I lose control, there is always a God.
Exactly.
There is always a being in control. It's a higher being. It's a higher spirit that is able to say, I have the keys to that. I can lock or unlock that door, but you have to surrender to me. You have to come back to my feet. You have to serve me in spirit and in truth. You have to stop playing church. And the moment when I had to submit to God to get back what I needed, that's when I understood there's nobody greater.
And I think, you know what? And I think we need to explain that a little bit. God is an opportunist, bro.
Talk about that again.
Listen, God is literally an opportunist, and
Let me fix that. Talk about that.
Yep. It's 50. Yo. Listen, God is an opportunist, bro.
Yes.
And yes, I'm gonna say that because God takes advantage of any situation that, whether good or bad, in order to glorify himself. How does he do that? How exactly does he do that? God, it doesn't mean that God goes all around he's not an angry kid with a magnifying glass burning anthills and causing trouble. Okay? You know, God, what he does is he doesn't cause pain. The devil causes pain.
Right.
The world lies in the power of the wicked one.
Right.
He's in control of all of the negative in this world. God allows it to happen. Of course. He is not the cause of the situation.
Yeah.
But because God is so good, during the situation that is going on that he allowed to happen, he will find a way to glorify himself in that.
Yeah.
So he will find a way to allow you to prove to yourself that you have the strength and fortitude to get through that situation on the other side, while also showing you that he provided for you there. That's
right.
As Jireh. Right? Yes. So God is an opportunist, and it has a negative connotation because people believe that an opportunist is someone who is waiting for something bad to happen only, right? But God glorifies himself in the good and the bad.
Bro, but that's biblically, what you said is actually more biblically sound, even though you know scripture. I think that what you said is more profound and biblically sound than you can even fathom. I don't think you even understand what you said.
Go ahead, tell me what
bro. Did
I just break something down crazy?
It's so deep what you said. You don't have a clue.
Go ahead, tell me how deep it was.
The Apostle Paul said that in other words. He said, "I boast more in my weakness."
Yes, absolute, bro. I love that.
Come on, bro.
Oh my God, yep.
Bro, you know why he said?
Why?
He I'm a paraphrase it so that it could be understandable with the point that we're trying to make.
Go ahead.
Here. He basically said, I boast more in my weakness because when I am weak, he did say, you are strong.
Yes.
But that is implying, right, that God is waiting for the moment for him to feel like he lost control of his situation. So that then he can step in and say, hold up, you can't say that you did anything to fix it.
Yes.
You have to give me the glory because ultimately you couldn't do it. I could.
Yes.
Like, bro, Apostle Paul understood this. He grasped this concept. And it brought joy to his heart to be in those weak moments, to be in those moments where he felt like he didn't know where things were going to go, where the outcome might have not been favorable, but God was still in control. He preferred for the outcome to not be favorable and for God to be in control than to have a favorable outcome and for him to be in control. Because ultimately, what God is in control of, even if it's not favorable at the moment, is going to lead to a blessing.
Yes.
When we are in control, many times we screw up.
And we're also not dependent on the one who gave us the blessing.
Correct.
And it becomes a curse, like you said.
It becomes a curse.
Right? Because that's why Paul said that he has power. There's power in his weakness.
Yes.
And that power is through Christ. And the reason why there's power in his weakness is because he becomes dependent on the one who he needs to get him through the situation, to get him through the road, right?
Yep.
And through that thorn, whatever that thorn may have been.
Whatever that is, bro. Whatever that is.
You need to be dependent on God. And if you're ever in a position where you're not, it becomes difficult.
It becomes difficult and losing control. So, I through his episode and hearing those things, I realized that, it's like those moments, those key and pivotal moments in life that nothing that you really try to accomplish with your own hands is really going to matter at the end of the day. What's going to matter is, are you serving Christ in spirit and in truth? Are you doing the things that God calls you to do?
Right.
Are you out there like 28:19 making disciples? Because that is the greatest calling that we have.
That's right.
To try to bring people to the feet of Jesus. Are we truly focusing on that, or are we focused on the secular things of this world?
Right.
On the distraction that this world brings constantly. Because they are here, right? But then it becomes our choice, right? What we do with that information. So he was great. I thank him for being so vulnerable, because vulnerability is a superpower. And not everybody has the power to do that. I think I talked to a brother this weekend, and I told him something key, because he preached on Friday. It was his first time preaching.
Oh, wow.
And he was a little nervous, but like you last week, I don't think he understood the power of what he said. I don't think he knew how many levels, how much depth it had, the word that he was sharing. But he shared it, and a lot of people were like a little lost. But I was so locked in that, like, I told him, you ministered to my heart, bro. Because I've realized that only people that are truly free can speak the way that he did. Can speak the way that Andres did.
Yeah.
Can speak the way that a Philip Anthony Mitchell does.
Right.
Those people that share their testimony in that way, those are people that have truly been set free.
Yeah.
People in bondage, because they don't know if they're going to turn back to their chains, to their strongholds, they don't dare say they're free in public.
Ooh, they haven't given up control, bro. They haven't surrendered at all.
I think we're lining up on that point.
Bro, when you surrender it all to God, you allow him to take control.
Yes.
That's when you say, I'm letting go of the reins.
And then you don't care.
You don't care about what's said.
Nope.
You don't care about other people's feelings.
Nope.
And the thing is that he was speaking things, and that's why I'm having more of those moments, because little by little, I continue to let go of control even more and more. I'm not a perfect person. I still try to, have maintain myself a certain way or whatever the case may be, but I'm starting to relinquish that. I'm starting to let that go. And that's why God starts to speak through you.
Yes.
And that's why people are starting to speak and say things that not even they realize how profound that they are.
Right.
Because really it's not you.
No.
Now you're allowing God to speak out of you as a mouthpiece.
That's right.
And that is what Andres did. That is what brother did on
Ivan,
Friday.
that's his name. Shout out to Ivan.
Ivan, that's what Ivan did.
He cooked.
You see what I'm saying? And that's when you allow that spirit to speak through you, bro. That's crazy.
You got to be free. You got to be free. Though the scriptures say that whoever the Son sets free shall be free indeed. But that freedom comes with evidence, bro. You got to show the fruits. I'm very weary of the people that can speak a big game, but their fruits tell you that. That's why I was a little scared of Andres initially, because he has fruits, and ultra talented individual, right?
Some of those fruits are not, they're not in the public eye.
And exactly, a lot of them, they're not in the public eye, right? And that's the beautiful part of it.
Yeah.
Can you wrestle with the tension that you have the skills, you have the talent, the God-given talent to blow up, to be successful, to be a mogul in this industry?
Yeah.
But God has called you to be a beacon in the community.
Yeah.
Right? To be a strong powerhouse in your church.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Can you be
Can
humble
you give that
enough?
up? That's
Bro,
crazy,
yes, that
bro.
takes humility, because you have contracts. He said it himself. He had multi-million-dollar contracts available to him in the secular space if he would have stood.
Warner's a big company.
Warner's a big company, bro.
Yeah.
And plus, he had just gotten started. He was 19 years old, 18 years old.
Yeah.
Like, who knows where he would have been now in the secular space. And your mind plays tricks on you when you have the access. That's why I asked him about the access.
It's all about access, bro, yeah.
Because when you know you can do it, right, why do people cheat?
Because they can.
Because they have access, bro.
Yeah, because they have access and status.
They have, exactly.
Yeah.
So it becomes like the forbidden fruit is what you want. He talked about that last week too. It's like the moment that you're told
not to do something. Because you can do it, your brain starts telling you, hey, yo, how about you, listen, you got access. You could do it. Listen, you're under grace, bro.
That's right.
Boom. Bro, that's the demonic thought right there. You're under grace.
Yes.
You're under grace.
Do it.
Paul's warned us about that, bro. To be careful not to use grace as a crutch.
Yes.
That's wild, bro.
Yes.
But it's scary because it's a normal struggle.
Yeah.
Because you're in there and you're like, oh man, but if I do this one more time, or if I watch porn one more time, or if I make this mistake one more time, I can still be forgiven. That's scary, bro.
Scary.
It's a scary place to be.
A lot of people live and act on that tension. They don't just brush it away. They don't reject it. And that's the topic of today, right? I guess we've already been talking about it. We don't even realize it, which is crucifying your flesh.
Crucifying the flesh, bro. That
is so powerful.
It is.
And most of the things that he talked about last week was about crucifying the flesh. So I thought that this was going to like seep into this topic very, very well.
It seems like it's going to be a Pauline day.
Yes. Yes.
Bro.
Like, what in the world does that really mean? When you hear crucifying your flesh, bro, what comes to mind? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about crucifying the flesh?
Sacrifice. The word sacrifice, because that's what he did, right? Because he crucified him, he became crucified for us. What that was a sacrifice of sorts, right? Of the literal sort. But when we speak about crucifying our own flesh, it becomes symbolic, and because we're not going to go on, that's already been done. But it becomes a symbolic thing, and what symbolizes our flesh? That's right away what I think of.
Yes,
I start to think that in that direction. What about you?
I think crucifying the flesh, it's so difficult to do.
Yeah, bro.
Because I picture Jesus carrying his cross.
Yeah, doing the hardest
thing.
Because
he tells us to do that in the book of Luke, chapter 9.
Yep.
Right? Says, if you want to come and be my disciples, you need to take your cross with you daily. Daily.
And it's funny because Luke is the only one who mentioned that.
Who mentions that?
Who mentions the word daily.
Right.
Because all of the others, you got Matthew, you got John. I don't know if it was in Matthew, but you got John definitely saying, follow your, or crucify yourself, carry your cross, follow me.
Yes.
Luke will say, carry your cross daily. Every single day,
I didn't know it was just him.
Yeah.
But I know that the daily part is what gets them.
That's crazy, bro.
Because a lot of people leave their cross at home.
Oh.
Right? And you have no idea how many times during just a daily space, forget 24 hours, forget a week, forget a year's time, forget when you give testimonies of what happened to you in a 3-year, 5-year season, bro. In a day, there's so many opportunities that present themselves for you to act on the flesh, that if you don't take your cross with you and you leave it at home, you will fail God.
Yep, bro.
You will fail God.
And there's so many ways to crucify your flesh. It's not always some immense ordeal, right? Like people will assume like you always got to have some kind of big challenge that you're willing to sacrifice for. Crucifying your flesh comes in the little things, bro.
Yep.
But the little things add up.
Like what though?
I will give you an example. Earlier, I wanted to grab my son and I wanted to body slam him. Sometimes they don't listen, the kiddos, boom, and you want to explode, bro.
Yep.
You want to explode, but you have to realize and you have to exercise self-control.
That's right.
Right? One of those one of the gifts of the spirit, right?
Yep.
One of the fruitage. And you gotta find the way to control yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta depend on that Holy Spirit and crucify what your flesh wants to do.
Yes.
Right? Because the flesh, Paul says the flesh is in contrary to what the spirit wants to do. Right? So this is our enemy. Our enemy is this, along with the devil, but this is our enemy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It does the opposite of what our spirit wants.
Right.
So I wanted to body slam that kid, bro. Bro, he was not, he wasn't listening. He goes on and he does this thing where like he gets home from school, he gets excited. You know what I'm saying? He wants to show us all the things that he did in school, and that's great. I love it. I love that he's willing to do that because I didn't get to do that really a lot when I was a kid. So he's showing us the things, boom, all of the drawings that he did, all of the syllables. He's learning syllables now. He's learning syllables. He's learning how to match compound words, right, which is cool. And as he's showing that to us, he's running around because he gets excited. He's high energy, some ADHD stuff. And he like Tasmanian devil, right? And he bumps into the tree, right? Because we got the Christmas tree up. He bumps into the tree. I'm like, hey, a couple of the little ornaments fell. I'm like, yo, chill out. Hold on. Let's take a look at the stuff. Let's not run around. And then he starts running around. Boom. Like, after a couple minutes, they forget. They're kids. They're going to forget sometimes, and they'll go boom. They're excited. Bumps into the tree. Like 5 ornaments drop. So right there, usually I'm a 3 times kind of person. But today I was like, at the second time, I wanted to wall out. I wanted to be like, stop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I had to do
practice
that.
Restraint.
I had to practice that restraint, that self-control. And basically I just put him on the couch and I told him, listen, you're going to chill here. You're not going to move. Okay. We're going to take a look at your stuff and you're not going to move. Cool. But that's an example, bro.
That is.
It's just a small example.
Yep.
And there's millions of moments like that,
daily,
bro, on a daily basis.
Yes, bro. Yes, I can tell you, even myself. A lot of times at work, I'm challenged. Because there's some people.
So work is another one, bro.
They try you, bro. Like especially clients. We deal with a lot of clients, and sometimes these people say the randomest things. Or right, this is the one that I want to consistently like act on my flesh. Some people call in, right, and there's options for you to select when you call in. When you call like the main number for the company,
yeah,
you have 5 options to take you to the right departments. Right. So some people call in like freak shows, and so what I discovered was, because I did it. One day I was so angry, bro, that I Googled the company's number. I called just to verify if I was maybe imagining things, or if I had heard that in training years ago when I took it.
Right.
I'm like, maybe the company's, I don't know, maybe something changed. Maybe the dial system is different. The automatic pickup machine is saying something weird for people. Maybe I'm tripping. Let me call in.
Right. Let me test this out.
I tested out and called myself, right? And when I called myself, lo and behold, the answering machine that greets you, it gives you options. So if you dial the right option,
you get
it
the right
takes you
person
to the department you're looking for.
Wow, bro.
But you have these freak shows that call in, they don't even let the machine finish. One. And so you get that those one presses, and in my mind, I'm just, that visual place when I pick up and it's something different. That's the visual.
Are we option 1?
Bro, we are. We
Why?
are. So that's the visual that plays in my mind. People that don't have the patience to stay through, to hear the right option.
Because usually it's option 2.
Actually, for what most people call is option 3.
Wow.
So now I guide them. Say, listen. And that's an example of crucifying my flesh. What I want to do, right, is tell them, if you call here again, I'm going to tell you to go take a bath.
Oh, my God.
And to go find somewhere else to call. That's what I want to say, right? But crucify my flesh, I'm like, listen, this is what you need to do. If you ever call back in, the best thing for you to do to get to the right department and have to jump through hoops, because I personally can't help you, is you're going to give yourself some time. It's just be patient with the system. The system is going to take you where you want to go. Hear it out, and then select option 3. I promise you're going to get to your destination. And if you're looking for this team, select option 5. All of the options are there. Did you try that yet? No, I just need to talk to... Okay, let's relax. You need to press option 3. Okay, are we good? And I act in that way because imagine if we consistently acted upon what our flesh is telling us to do.
Bro, we'll be cursing people out.
In the driving.
We'll be cooking people.
All these
road rage,
terrible drivers and road rage. Like, we'll be pistol whipping people all the time.
Like, bro, most
just like, come out that car.
Or the video with that kid, with that guy. Boom.
Yep. Bro, we'll be like on all of these World Star videos.
Bro.
What is it? TMZ. We'll be everywhere, bro.
That dude blew up from that video.
Who wouldn't?
decking that glass.
He
Dude, he decked it like 9 times, and he couldn't break it.
And he didn't do anything with it. But he was acting out of anger. He was acting on his flesh. Bro, there were so many negative consequences would come to us when we act on our flesh. If we only took a step back and understood and take a look at the entire picture and show what could really happen when we act on our flesh, we will more times than not say, let me take a step back. Let me remember my cross is something that I carry with me consistently, which is daily.
That's right.
And that any time that my flesh tries to rise up, I'm going to
nail my hand to it.
Boom, boom,
you know what I'm saying?
Boom, and nail myself to that cross.
That's right. I love that.
The reason why people don't do that, I'm going to tell you why, bro. The cross for a lot of people is just a symbol of death.
Oh.
It's just a symbol of death.
Mm-hmm.
They only remember the picture of when Jesus gave his spirit to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In your hands I commend my spirit.
Yeah.
And then he expired.
Yep.
People only remember that moment.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize that the cross, when you look at it without Jesus, is also a symbol of rebirth.
Yeah.
It's also a symbol of resurrection.
Of course, because it doesn't have him there.
It doesn't have him
He's
there.
no longer dead. He's back.
Exactly.
Right.
And so when we start looking at the cross differently, I think we'll start seeing the power of carrying a cross with us. Because we understand that every time that we nail ourselves to that cross and we crucify our flesh, that's an opportunity for something to be reborn in us. Right? For a new us to come.
Right.
That's why Paul said to put out the old man and put on the new man.
Put on the new man. Yep. The new personality. Yep.
Like for that old man, he has to die.
That's right.
What does that expression represent? It represents that a rebirth is on the way.
Right.
But you need to make space for that rebirth. And so we don't do that, bro. Right? We take the cross for granted because we have the wrong picture of the cross.
Right. I love that.
But why is that the symbolism that is used? It's because the greatest sacrifice ever made was when Jesus said, I'm going to do this for you guys. He could have casted angels to come and release him in an instant.
Easily.
Right?
Yep.
He could have himself conducted a miracle where he just looked and automatically he was renewed out of the crown of thorns, out of those spits, the heads, the whips. He could have just been Jesus fully healed right next to the cross.
Easily.
And shown, what did you think you were doing there? But he decided to go through with it because he understood that for something to live, something had to die.
Yes.
But we're not willing to die. Bro, it's difficult to die to this flesh. Like we want to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
Right? Our desires are strong. We talked about it with Andres last week, but truly, bro, like, I still feel like I'm the fleshiest dude on this planet.
Yeah, bro. No, for real. For real.
Bro, I don't know why. I struggle with that still. I feel like I'm the fleshiest dude on the planet because the desires of this flesh are so strong for me that there's not a day that doesn't go by when I want to just, I'm out. And it goes back to the point that I was making, right? That like, when Andres got healed, when I got healed, I thought it was just me that when you feel good again, you think you're in control again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah.
So then everything that you went through, it's like you have amnesia.
Yeah, bro, it's like you reset, like a factory restore.
Does that happen to you too?
Bro, yo, it's
and
like...
I'm dead serious asking, bro, because I thought it's me.
No, but I believe it's a natural thing. It does happen to me, bro. It's like you
really?
You can go through a big struggle that you start begging the Lord. You start begging the Lord to take it out.
That's happened to you,
bro. Take it away from me. Take it away from me. Allow me to be renewed. Allow me to have another chance. Because you feel like all is gone sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Allow me to recover. Sometimes I have felt in the past that when things weren't going right, which is the wrong way to think. You see what I'm saying? You know, like Job did not lose favor with God.
Yeah.
Job did not lose favor with God. At all, since the beginning.
Good point, bro.
You see what I'm saying? But and sometimes we tend to believe that because we start going through bad things and trials and tribulations and tests, because that's what I'm gonna call it, because that's what they are, tests, right? That we suddenly are losing favor with God.
Yeah.
And that somehow the spirit is starting to depart. We start to feel that way.
Yeah.
At least for those of us who don't believe in once saved, always saved, we start to feel that way.
Yeah.
You know. No shade, but you know, but we start feeling that way, and you start begging the Lord. You start coming and pleading to the Lord. Please allow me to gain your favor back. What must I do to get back in your presence, in your light, in your sight?
Yes.
Right? And you finally get restored. Whether it's a sickness, whether it's something terrible financially, right? Because for me, it's always been like I've had a lot of financial issues in my life historically. I'm not very good with money, but at the same time, I have a little bit of my own problems with that. But at the same time, I've been through a lot of these, even things that not of the fault of my own.
Right. Outside of your control.
Where I was begging the Lord to be restored. Like we talked about when I had lost my job back in Florida, and I was jobless for a little bit. I was begging the Lord for that, to be restored and be put back in a place. I get back in a place, I start making bad decisions with my money again.
Right? Like if we don't learn.
I start cooking my bank account again.
Like if we don't learn.
I start making more money than I made before. I thought it was just me. I start cooking myself again. And I'm like, this guy.
How am I back in this situation?
This guy, God is going to slap me in the mouth. He is not going to restore me this time. If this happens again, that's how I start to feel.
Right.
Like it's not unlimited grace.
Yeah.
Like it's like vouchers. You only have 3 more.
Yes, bro. Tell me about it. That's exactly how I feel. Like I got like 2 more of these.
Yep.
Like if I keep playing with the same, bro, like the same thing.
You start to limit yourself, bro.
But, bro, like I thought it was me, and I hear this dude, and that's why I asked him the question. And I've asked other leaders the question, right? That's why I love my pastors, bro. Because my pastors are not shy about saying, listen, I struggle with things.
That's amazing, bro. Because that encourages people.
That encourages us.
And that to me is the double meaning. Because I believe in double entendres in the scriptures. There's a lot of them.
Okay.
And Paul, when he says there's power in my weakness.
Yeah.
Right? There's power in my weakness. The point that you brought up earlier. But there's also power in sharing your weaknesses.
Absolutely.
With others, and that vulnerability, right? That superpower.
Yes.
Why? Because there's power in that. You should be proud that you struggle.
Yeah, bro.
You should be proud that you're a person that is trying to run the race.
That's right.
Because that is what encourages other people. That is what helps other people feel relatable to you.
Yes.
And to feel like it's not an impossible task.
Correct.
There is power in weakness.
Right.
And admitting it and being vulnerable about it.
Even at that mountaintop, if you're a leader. Because leaders, for a lot of people, are in a mountaintop.
Especially for people on the mountaintop.
I need to be able to identify myself with you.
Yeah, bro.
I need to be able to know that where you are, it doesn't come without pitfalls and without obstacles.
Right, and that you're just a person like me.
Like me, that if God can use you, a sinner, a person that struggles with lust, a person that struggles with anger, a person that struggles with all these different type of things that we talk about all the time, right? Covetousness, if that's the word that you're saying. A person that struggles with all of that, if you're that person and God can still do big, great things through you, then I have hope, which is the most valuable commodity in this planet.
No, I like that you said that last part. We were talking about that for a little bit too.
I can get there. And I went even deeper on that.
Yeah.
Right? Like hope is so valuable that without it, we wouldn't be able to run this race.
Right.
Period.
Right.
We could not do it. Because we have never, anybody in this lifetime has ever seen Jesus. Nobody.
Nope.
Who's seen Jesus? I'll go even further. Who's seen a man resurrected from the dead?
No, that never happened. Unless those contrarians, probably talk about those people coming back, those near-death experiences.
No. I'm talking about somebody that was dead for 4 days, that stunk already.
Damn, bro, that's true.
That my Jesus said, roll the rock away.
Yeah, that's true. He was in the tomb already. He was in the tomb already. That's so crazy.
I said he stunk, bro.
That's wild.
After 3 days, you start stinking.
Yeah, the decomposition starts to occur. Yeah.
Starts happening. And Jesus said, come out, Lazarus. And he was restored like if nothing had happened. Who has seen those things happen?
Never.
Right?
It doesn't happen.
Who has seen lepers be healed on the spot?
No, that don't happen.
Right? Like, well, what Jesus, those are things that a lot of people could say, they're just stories. So if we don't rely on the hope, right, that these things occurred, the hope of our eternal salvation, of that crown of life that's waiting for us. If we don't rely on the hope, we can never continue to deal with the difficult things we deal with. That's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us crucifying the flesh. Because if not, why not indulge? If I don't have hope that there's something greater waiting for me on the other side, let me just indulge in the things that I want to do, right? But the Bible is very clear too. A lot of people, bro, they're not worthy of being Jesus' disciple. They're not worthy of being God's disciple.
Hold on. What you mean by that, bro? That sounds a little...
They're not worthy of being his disciples, bro. I'm going to double down on that.
Well, you know what? Hold on. I don't think anybody's worthy.
No, but I'm going to clarify this for you so you can understand.
Okay, go ahead.
The word of God says in Galatians, in Galatians 5, I believe it is, right? That if you crucify your flesh, if you're able to crucify your flesh, deny the spirit, take up your cross, and crucify your desires, then you will be able to be counted as his disciples.
Seriously?
Only then is what the scriptures say. So you cannot be counted as a disciple of Christ if you are constantly succumbing to your flesh.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
If you do not learn how to crucify the desires of your flesh, right, and let the spirit rise in you, then you cannot be a disciple of Jesus.
Yeah,
bro.
absolutely. Yeah. We're talking about those wild style sinners.
Correct.
That they just like, listen, I'm gonna do whatever my flesh feels like doing at the moment, at any moment, tomorrow, today.
It's a constant.
Yeah, because naturally those people are not going to care what Jesus says because they're choosing to do them.
Yep.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
You see?
In that case, yeah.
There's another coin to this too, though, right? There's the people that feel like I felt before, so unworthy, so incapable of reaching grace, that they also succumb to their sin because they feel like there's no way to get to that point.
Oh, wow, yeah.
There's two sides to this.
Yeah.
Right? And to those people, I posed the question, did they not think Jesus knew what he was purchasing, what he purchased us with his blood in the cross? Did he not know what these goods came with? That we came with sinful desires.
Yeah.
Did he not know that we would continue to struggle with these things? Because he knew that we would. And he still decided to make the sacrifice.
That's right.
So it is prideful of us to think, and now I understand this, bro. After that conversation, after praying more on it, after that brother that preached on Friday, I understand this more and more. It's prideful of me to think that Jesus' blood is not enough to cover my sins.
Oof, I love it.
That makes me prideful.
It is, and you know what? It is prideful because to think that grace is yours to lose.
Oh,
right?
man.
To think that the
it's
grace
like you purchased it.
It's like, this is my grace. I can lose it. Absolutely not.
Right.
You can abandon the grace that is given to you. You can turn around from a man who has given you a gift of life.
Yes.
You could turn around and walk the other way.
Yes.
But to say that I have it and I can juggle it around and by mistake drop it and lose it, that's prideful.
That makes you a god.
That
makes you a god.
That makes you the god of self.
That's right.
That makes you believe like you have the power to spit on the blood of Christ and and basically create a null effect on that blood.
Yes. Yes.
To nullify his blood. You have the power to nullify Jesus' blood?
Absolutely not.
Yo.
There's not a thing that I can do.
Not a thing you could do.
Murderers. Mass murderers. Listen, and I condemn those people.
Their actions.
For doing that.
Yes.
Okay? I condemn those actions.
Yes.
Child molesters.
Yes.
Right? People that are out there abusing of elderly.
Yeah.
I condemn those actions. Those actions are horrific.
They're demonic. They're demonic, yeah.
They're demonic and they have no place in society. But guess what?
They're not going to like this.
My God will still forgive their sins. And will still save their souls. And you might, listen to this, you might wake up one day in eternity and you'll be standing right next to them.
Damn, bro. Just like that thief on the cross, Renee. The thief that died. Listen, whatever it is that thief did, it had to be more than just be a thief. To be crucified, because that's a capital punishment in Roman society. That is a super capital punishment that requires you to have been way worse than just a thief.
Correct.
So who knows? He could have been a murderer. Maybe when he was stealing from somebody, he killed them. Because that happens even nowadays. When they're robbing you for your chain in Brooklyn, sometimes they let that trigger go.
That's right.
Boom. That's it. And they kill you, right?
Yep,
That's still a murderer.
Absolutely.
So the thing is that like it makes you think like you might just be chilling in whatever auditorium, whatever hall you're gonna be in.
That's right.
Whatever, right next to the guy who just killed somebody.
That's right.
2 days before. You don't know. Right? And that's just it, bro, is that.
But why is it so easy, though, Christian?
People are not going to like that.
Why is it so easy?
I'll tell you that right now. People are not going to like that at all, bro.
We got to be real, man.
It's true, though.
We've made a decision that we're going to be 100% in this place. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. If it itches, people got to itch, like scratch.
Well, if your God is going to be the type of God that'll forgive child molesters, I don't want to follow him.
No, listen, so then you're not believing in the grace and mercy to forgive your sins. The problem with those people that talk like that is that they're focused on the speck on the person's eye when they have what is it called in English?
Yes,
La viga is in Spanish.
The log or rafter.
They have the rafter
yeah.
on their own eye, but they're focusing on the speck dust on the other person's eye. That's the problem, because a lot of times God counts a lot of these things.
They don't want to be accountable. Yeah.
And they don't want to be accountable. People that are doing sins behind the scenes, that doesn't make you any better than the people that are doing these things in public.
That's right.
You're still failing Jesus, and you're still potentially, if you become a willful, persistent sinner, you're potentially spitting on the blood of Jesus.
That's true, and that's scary to do, bro.
That is something that I lose sleep over at night.
Wow, bro.
Potentially spitting on the blood. A blood that was shed generations ago thinking about me. Right? Like, let's be cautious here too with condemning people in general.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
That's right.
I'm learning more and more that if God had mercy on me, that sometimes I feel like I'm unforgivable. Then who am I to not have mercy and forgive others? Right?
Have mercy on David. Yeah, have mercy on Solomon.
On all of them.
He has mercy on these people.
Like, bro, crucifying your flesh is difficult. The word gives examples of the fruit of the spirit.
Yeah.
And the fruit of the flesh.
Yeah.
Why is it that even the people that profess to follow Jesus many times display more the fruits of the flesh than the fruits of the spirit? Have you ever asked yourself that question?
Dang, bro. That's crazy, bro. I mean, I know that we're always going to have some type of fruit of the flesh. Always, because we're in it.
Because we're in it.
But to have more fruit of the flesh than fruit of the spirit, I don't know, man.
Evaluate yourself correctly, right? Let's be vulnerable, bro. Let's be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Let's think about, you know what? Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's pull up the fruits of the flesh and the fruits of the spirit. Let's do it right now.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure that we hit on this point. All right. You got it?
Yeah.
And then what I want us to do a little project here. Right? Let's be vulnerable. Let's be honest. What are the fruits of the flesh and the fruits of the spirit, right? And then do you catch yourself more struggling with the fruits of with the flesh than acting on the fruits of the spirit? All right? So, sexual immorality, have you ever struggled with that?
Yeah.
Do you still struggle with that sometimes? Okay. Impurity, do you still struggle with that sometimes?
Impurity, what does that mean, to be impure?
Well, succumbing to some of those desires.
I guess so. I guess that comes hand in hand.
Right? To some of the lust, to some of the anger, right?
I guess, yeah.
To,
for sure.
to some of the jealousy.
Oh, this is Galatians 5, right?
Correct.
The works of the flesh,
The works of the flesh, right?
I like how it changes it from fruit, because fruit is a good positive word.
Yes.
The works of the flesh and the fruit of the spirit.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
How do you say that word? Debauchery.
Yeah, debauchery.
Debauchery, right? You just talked about it. Reckless, uncontrolled living. Not knowing how to spend your money correctly is actually debauchery.
Really?
If it's reckless, uncontrolled living is what it stands for. That's the definition of debauchery. So if we're recklessly spending our money,
no, chill, bro.
then we're basically acting on debauchery a lot of times.
You're trying to put me in there,
I'm
bro.
trying to know. I'm going to identify myself with these two.
Debauchery is like living a wild lifestyle, like going partying every day.
No, but we're not talking about I'm talking about struggling with these things.
Yeah.
I'm not talking all the way just committing to living in the works of the flesh.
Okay.
I'm talking about struggling with these fleshly desires.
Yeah, is there like hints of that kind of stuff? Is that what you're talking about? Like
yes.
Like hints of like
little bit. You have to consistently put it in the cross.
Yes.
Because it tries to rise up. Right? That's one of them, right? I struggle with that. Right? Impurity, I struggle with that. Sexual morality, I struggle with that.
Yeah, facts.
Idolatry, people think that is only idols.
We talked about idolatry.
But we talked about that before.
Idolatry is a lot more than we think.
Anything that you put before God is an idolatry.
Yeah.
Sometimes, bro, I know that I have to pray because I feel weak in the spirit. And I prefer to submit to Netflix.
Yo. Or on that doom scroll.
Well, not even that. You know I'm a sports guy.
Yeah.
Or the game is going on. Monday nights are the most difficult nights for me to play.
I'm saying for me, it's that doom scroll.
For you, it's the doom scroll. For me, it's the sports.
For me, doom scroll or playing a video game or something.
Right? And so what are we doing? That's idolatry.
Yeah. It could be.
We're struggling with that.
It could be, yeah.
Right? Witchcraft? No. Right? Hatred, you know how many times I have to stop myself from reaching the point when people do bad things to me that I hate them?
I know. We do have to stop that. Yeah.
Right?
Ourselves. Like we have to stop ourselves.
We got to consistently stop
And I think anybody who says that they don't do that is lying.
They're lying.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Right? Discord.
Mm-hmm.
How many Discords don't we have with different people? I know I struggle with that.
I know.
Because Discord is constant conflict.
It's kind of like holding a grudge, almost like, right? Like,
yes.
Like grief.
Like this person continue. It's like I want Jesus to forget what I recently did and for him to allow me to renew my mind and my spirit daily so that I can take my cross up, crucify my flesh, so I could work in the spirit, right? It's like I want that from God, to have that mercy on me. But then I tend to not forget what people did to me. Oh, well, that's the same thing he did to me last week. Oh, that looks like a pattern. He's consistently doing this to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's going to do this again. Oh, look at that. Look, that's the same thing they say, bro. That's how they talk about people behind their back. Always, look, that's the one. It's like we forget. And so what are we doing? That's a constant conflict with the person.
Yeah, how can we expect our Father to forgive us if we don't forgive others?
If we don't forgive others, right? Jealousy, many times we don't even realize that jealousy is rising up in us.
Mm-hmm.
We see something maybe on TV. We see something in another person. We see somebody successful. We know how hard we work.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, man, why am I not in that place?
100%. When I see these people playing video games and making 10 bill.
Why can't you?
10 mil, making millions a year. It's like, bruh.
Jealousy kicks in.
It does a little bit. Sometimes it rises. Your flesh starts to rise. It's like, bro, but I've been doing this for how long? I've been working. I've been working 9 to 5 every day, doing overtime. And why is it that I'm putting in so much hard work and
you have to consistently kill it? Exactly.
For
fits of rage. Mm-hmm. We do that.
Of course.
I work. We have fits of rage all the time. Even with our relationships with my spouse. Mm-hmm. I love my wife to death. Mm-hmm. But the number 2 or 3 fits of rage is her. It's like sometimes I'm like, oh, is this not like normal common sense stuff? It's fits of rage,
and even reactions that are out of anger are fits of rage. You see what I'm saying? And
little blow.
Whoever says they don't have it doesn't have to be an explosion, but whoever says that they don't have moments where they're angry enough to say something that is hurtful,
correct?
That's a fit of rage.
Exactly. They don't identify themselves with what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. They're lying
to themselves.
They're lying.
And until they're able to be vulnerable, not only with people, but with God, they're never going to be free.
They're lying.
That's not going to be real freedom.
Because they're lying. They are cap stars. Everything they said. All right, keep going.
Selfish ambition, many times. Dissensions, many times.
Like that's like divisions, right? Like having a division. Or
Factions, which is cliques, dividing lines.
Oh.
Absolutely. Envy.
We even do that as Christians, bro.
Yes. But this is, I'm basically this list of the works of the flesh. Mm-hmm. You see it so much more in believers than the fruit of the Spirit. That's what I'm telling you. You see more the works of the flesh in believers than you do the fruits of the Spirit.
Whoa, bro. Right? That's messed up, man. That's wow.
We have the list. Like
it says it right
Paul
here.
gave us a list. Drunkenness. Right? That's why some people can't drink. Because they don't know how to have 1 or 2 drinks and chill.
Oh, wow.
They don't know how to have a glass of wine and relax.
Right.
Because the Bible does not condemn those things. They condemn drunkenness.
Yeah.
Right? But the problem is that if you have a struggle with these things and you could get to the point of drunkenness, then you need to keep away from it.
Yes.
Because then you're falling into the works of the flesh.
Got to be shrewd.
Right? And then orgies. Let's eliminate that.
Hold on. Nope.
We don't struggle.
Identify with that at all,
bro. I don't
up.
identify myself with that. But like, if we go to the fruits of the Spirit, love, like it's difficult sometimes to love the people that do bad to you.
It's true.
Because real love identifies itself not on the people that do good, but on the people that do bad.
Well, that's why Peter asked that question, about forgiving. How many times should he forgive? Because he can't stand that they're doing that stuff to him.
Exactly. He wants to retaliate.
Because
that is the normal rise of the flesh that we live in.
Correct.
Love doesn't come naturally. Joy does not come naturally, bro. How do you find joy in difficult circumstances? When you're broke, when you're sick, when people around you are driving you crazy, when you feel like you should be further along in life than you are at the moment.
Yeah, bro.
How do you find joy in that? Right?
When you're in a good mood and happy, your spirit desires to do the right things.
Yes.
But when you're in a tough time, your flesh rises.
Your flesh rises.
So it's always kind of pulling you away from the works of the Spirit.
It's natural.
It's always a fight.
Peace, like, it's difficult for me to constantly be at peace with everything around me happening. News about my mother, news about work, news about my kids, different things that money needs to be spent on, cars messing up, having to be fixed. Like, everything around you changes at work that were unexpected. It's like you want peace, but is it natural? Right? You got to seek it. Right? And I'm going to summarize all this. Patience.
Yeah.
Impatient. I want it now. Kindness. Sure. But to the people that are kind to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If they're not, usually that's not my first response. My first response is, you got 2 seconds to step away from
bro.
That's my first response.
Repay the Old Testament.
Right.
Yo, we're going to repay
eye for an eye, baby.
We're going to eye for an eye this.
That's the natural thing to feel,
bro,
right?
Yeah.
Goodness, right? Faithfulness. Gentleness. That's the most difficult one for me. I try to be gentle, but sometimes I'm such a rough spirit. That gentleness, it just doesn't line up. It doesn't come through. And then self-control, which is probably the most important one that would help us with all the other 8, but we lack all the time. I know I struggle with it. So when we talked about the fruits, the works of the flesh, we admittedly said that those are things that we still have to crucify every day.
Every day.
But when we talk about the fruits of the Spirit, those are things that we have to basically work extremely hard to try to get to because they don't come naturally to us.
Correct.
And so what I've discovered is that I live in this flesh. So this struggle is going to remain until I reach that perfect body in that perfect place and live with my Lord.
And that's the key because it's the body.
Yes. So why are we constantly condemning people for feeling this way? We as believers struggle with the works of the flesh. But we're constantly pointing an eye to the people outside of the church, outside of the congregations, the unbelievers, right? The atheists, the agnostics, right? The deconstructionists. We're constantly pointing an eye at these people, acting like they're the sons of the devil, right? That like they're the rejected ones. When we ourselves can't look at the log in our eye and say, you know what? Daily, I crucify those things because if not, I would be them.
Because that's what the church does, bro. Unfortunately, we live in a world where the church, the Christian church, goes, they point fingers on the outside world. They cook everybody for not living in these ways, as it says here, as the fruit of the Spirit. Having that love, that joy, that peace, that patience. Bro, but like you just explained, Christians struggle to maintain those things on a regular basis, and they easily fall into the works of the flesh. How the heck are you going to blame somebody on the outside? They will never come to Christianity.
Yes, we're in a
conundrum. If you keep pointing fingers and telling people they're not worthy of Christ, you're not worthy of Christ.
Boom.
You're not worthy of Christ.
You got to say it with your chest.
And Christ said that if you judge somebody else, you're going to be judged with the same measure that you judging them. You're going to be judged. Now, so you're going to, if you're not going to give grace to somebody else, now I won't give it to you the same way. Christ guaranteed that. If you give people 5 times, I'm going to give you 5 times. I only give this guy 3 times. This is the 3-time rule.
So who are we?
3 strikes and then he's out.
Who are we to limit mercy and grace?
If we want unlimited mercy, we have to give unlimited mercy.
Let's give it back.
It's simple.
Let's give it back. This, unfortunately, is the state of sin that we live in.
Yeah.
In this flesh. And so even though those things sound wild, and those transcended believers that no longer struggle with that, those guys will not agree with anything that we just said. Oh, well, you got to get in your prayer room. You got to fast a little bit more, buddy. Oh, whoa, get in your scriptures. Read the Bible.
Listen,
that's
Pharisee,
what some of these people
calm down, Pharisee. Listen, Shmuel. I'm going to call him Shmuel from Chosen. Listen, Pharisee.
Yep.
Calm down. Listen,
but you know those finger pointers out there,
that's
right?
Okay,
that will see this
because
content
by themselves
and do that.
they struggle.
That's right.
Because by themselves they're doing these things.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So, because I'm confident in that. Because you know why? Because they're not levitating, and they're not in a glorious body. So I'm confident in that.
You're telling me that those people too, if they see an attractive woman, you think that causes them to potentially fall into lust?
Listen, we are
is that what you're saying?
Heterosexual men in a heterosexual body. with heterosexual desires.
That's right.
And the heterosexual desire is to not be with one woman. Is to be with multiple. Okay? But just because we have a desire, it's not like it's my character, not that I want to go and betray my wife and have 5 women, but it'll be difficult for any man in a situation like that to say no to that unless they have the Spirit of God.
The Spirit of God.
To help them realize this ain't it.
Right.
This ain't worth it. I have eyes for one woman.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Which is why we constantly have to put on the armor of God.
I respect Cliff for what he says about that.
Oh, really? What does he say?
Because that's what he said. That's his line. I have the heterosexual desire to have more than one partner. He's not afraid to say things like that.
Because we got to be real.
Because it's the truth. Because it's what the flesh wants to pull you to. You know, why is it that people cheat? Because the flesh doesn't want to keep you loyal.
That's right.
It wants you to have more and more partners.
Because then you're in sin.
Exactly. Right? And that's what the flesh wants. So, you know, we have that desire. These people can't act like they don't have that desire. These Pharisees that are talking down on people like they always have since the first century.
Yes.
They just dress different now.
But what's the key, bro? What's the key when you have those desires? Because they all have them. Even those people that are dressed like the Pharisees, that's why they preach, right? They put on the nice hat, the nice robes, you know, they go in with gold accents, you know, the diamonds. Those are people that, oh, Lord, those people that are out there, right? Those big time pastors and, you know, that have not had a desire of the flesh or
Leave
work
my
of the
mans
flesh
alone from the Orthodox
in 20
Church.
years.
Leave my mans alone, bro.
Those that are out there, right? Apart from those that don't have any of the works of the flesh desires, right?
Exactly.
Any.
Yeah.
Apart from those, bro, what do we do to overcome what comes natural to this state of sin that we live in? What do we do, bro?
We don't overcome. I'm sorry to say. I'm going to be honest with you.
Really?
We do not overcome all of these works of the flesh. We run the race. This is a marathon, my friend. This is not I'm going to beat all the sins in this world and all the sins of my flesh. We're running and we're dealing with this.
So if you fall for one, you're not condemned immediately?
No. I mean, you know what the
you're
word...
not cut off?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. You know what the word endure means, right? The word that people... How are you going to endure something you've conquered? That doesn't make sense.
Wow.
You got to endure the whole time.
Yes.
You got to be feeling this thorn and fighting against it the whole time because your endurance... Because I'm not good in the gym with endurance. You are. You're the guy who could do 25 workouts. I'm done at 3. I'm done at 3. But if you can make it to the last workout and you've put your body through endless beating and suffering, you get the reward.
There you go.
And that's just how it is, bro.
That's right.
That's just how it is. It's unfortunate, but it is the reality.
And that's my encouragement to people, right? As some of my final thoughts. Something that I've learned that's come with pain. I recently heard something, and I told you the other day that I'm going to live by, is that pain is going to pay me.
Yes.
If I'm going to go through something, I'm going to get it. Whatever I learn, whatever I earn from that pain, from that process, I'm going to ask for my payment from it.
Yes. And that's even a belief, believe it or not, in early Christian, like early Christianity, like specifically Catholicism, right? Because obviously they were the first, right? Catholics believe that in order to become a saint, right, you need to go through endless sufferings, which is what Jesus promised, right? So that's why they call Paul, Saint Matthew, Saint John, because they went through tribulation, heavy. Martyrs are saints because they went through the toughest tribulations and lived, and now get to live to see another day and get the reward. Pain is gain.
Yes.
No pain is no gain.
No gain.
And that's
a movie then.
Yeah, no pain, no gain, bro.
No gain.
Mark Wahlberg, right?
Yep, and Rock.
That's right. No pain, no gain. And that's the truth.
That's a real concept.
You're spitting facts, bro.
Yes, bro. Yes, it's gonna pay me. Pain is going to pay me. The process is going to pay me. What type of fool will I be to go through all the pain, to go through all the suffering, through that process and get nothing in return? Huh? So like you said, right, you went through that experience of losing your job. You went off that experience of the anxiety that you felt, not knowing how you were going to provide. What fool would you be to now continue to make the same mistakes you made then? You didn't learn a thing. You didn't let pain pay you anything.
That's right.
You're a fool.
Yep.
Right? And so we have to stop being foolish. So the only way for us to overcome, like you say, is when we continue to run the race. We have to persevere. We have to endure. This means you're going to get battered and bruised, bro.
Jesus says, to the one who conquers.
To the one who conquers.
In Revelation, to the one who conquers, I will put the name of my Father, the name of the city of my God, and my own new name.
And there's examples, Christian, all over the Bible.
How do we conquer, though?
We have to continue to run the race.
It's at the end. The conquering comes when you die in endurance. It doesn't come by conquering each sin. The one who conquers is the one who lives to the final day running that race, bro.
Without ever giving up. Because there's going to be days when you will fall. But it's about getting yourself back up. Right? There's examples and evidence all over the Bible. Bro, we look at Solomon. He was given everything, and then he lost everything. And then he had a self-reflection and gained it back. Right? We look at men like Paul. Paul had the wrong idea of what being righteous and being...
Biggest persecutor of Christians.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the biggest.
Persecuting Christians. Yeah. Basically putting them to death. Right? And then he's used by God as one of the biggest writers of the New Testament.
Oh, that's insane,
right?
Bro.
Peter walked with Jesus. He saw Jesus do miracles. And then, you know what he did? He betrayed him. He denied Jesus.
3 times.
3 times. You know what Jesus told his disciples themselves? That they will all flee from him when the time comes for his death. That they will all disappear. And that he will come back and put them back together. Because out of fear, they will be scattered.
Of course.
So if we're thinking that perfection is what the expectation from Christ is, then, bro, we're going to fail quickly. I could speak from experience. You will never be able to be firm. And firm does not mean you don't fail.
Right.
Firm does not mean that you won't fall.
Facts.
Firm means that you continue to pick yourself back up.
Yes.
Let's keep doing it.
Yes.
Boom, I just got knocked out. 10-second count didn't happen. At 9, I'm getting up. And I'm going to continue to run the race.
Facts. You know how many times Christ fell with that cross?
Yes. And
he had
to come back up.
And walk. And he needed to walk a distance, right? To Golgotha.
Yes.
Right?
To Golgotha. Yes.
Yes. He that man was weak. He was lashed. He was hit.
The Passion of the Christ gives a good example.
That man was dropping with that cross.
He was falling with that. Yep.
But guess what he was doing?
Just getting himself back up. Because he had to complete the mission.
He had to complete the mission.
We have to complete this
There's
mission.
no better physical manifestation of that symbolic imagery that Paul has given us than Christ himself when he died on that, through the dying of that cross, because he was dying the whole time.
But you know what's the way to do it, right?
What?
Starving your flesh and feeding your spirit.
Yes. That's key, right?
That's it.
That's key.
Bro, starving your flesh and feeding the spirit. If you feed it, it will start giving you all of the fruits of the spirit naturally.
Naturally. They become a way of life.
Self-control
Yeah.
is what you will display when the works of the flesh want to rise up.
It becomes easier. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel the feelings of the flesh. You're going to feel angry.
They'll never go away.
Like earlier when I wanted to blow up on my son. You know, I felt it.
Yes.
But because I exercise the spirit and I'm spiritually fit, not physically, but I'm spiritually fit. Because of that, I'm able to curb off the works of the flesh.
Yes,
so I'm keeping my flesh weak.
Yes.
By maintaining a strong spirit.
That's all it is.
And there's a formula for that.
Absolutely. We talk about it all the time. You got to read your word, you got to pray, and you got to fast.
That's right.
If you do these things consistently and you deny your flesh consistently, you're going to develop the type of resistance that's going to get you to the finish line.
That's right.
Right? So practical example, if you know that going to the clubs is something that used to bring you into a lustful spirit, don't go to the club.
Right.
If you know that smoking weed is something that used to get you in the type of mindset where you used to go and commit crimes and do petty stuff, then don't smoke weed.
Don't smoke weed.
If you're a person that you know that you've been recovering from cocaine for the past 4 or 5 years, but you got friends that still do it, stop being around those friends that do cocaine.
Facts.
Right? If you know that you used to curse up a storm when you were out in the world and that was your way of talking, stop being around people that curse all day.
Oh, there you go.
Right? Starve your flesh.
That's right.
As much as you want to do it, as much as you want to feed it because it feels good, do not do it.
Yes, there's going to be circumstances and scenarios that cause your flesh to rise. You have to find a way to starve your flesh. How? By avoiding those circumstances and scenarios.
Run away.
Right? And getting out of those circumstances and scenarios. That way your body cannot constantly feel pressured. to do it. That's starving the flesh.
That's starving
Not
the flesh.
in a literal sense. Some people think we're just talking about fasting here.
Nah, bro.
Starving what our desires are.
Yes.
Getting away from those things that cause us to think that way.
Yes.
That's what it is, bro.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Bro, I'm Dunsky, bro. I think we just drained this. Yeah. I think this is the first time we left nothing on the bone.
No, nothing on the bone.
This
is an important episode.
This is great.
It's an important episode. Each one of them is important.
Of course.
But I think as we continue to go forth with this mission, we are learning from our guests.
Of course, man. This is a blessing.
You know, we're diving into the scriptures.
I didn't know how much this would bless me. And for us doing this together.
Yeah, bro.
I thought we were gonna do more of the. God was gonna use us to bless. But a lot of that blessing is coming back, bro. We're getting blessed.
Yes, bro.
That's crazy.
And next week we got another guest.
Yes, we do.
So, I want to let you guys know that we are going to keep it coming. December potentially is a month where we have a month full of guests as well.
Awesome.
We have most likely, actually, let me change that. Most likely some repeated guests that blessed us before.
Yes.
For the month of December. So stay tuned. But next week we have a special one, right? We like to talk to some of these people that have been processed, have been through the ringer, and have came out on the other side, right? To speak about their testimony. That's the encouraging thing about going through something. When somebody can then speak out and help us in our walk. And so we have another guest coming next week. And I'm excited about it. I think you guys are going to be blessed. And so for my part, just continue to please support us, like, share, subscribe. But most importantly, share the content. I talk about that all the time. But people can't see this unless you share it.
That's right.
That's the only way to do it. And so we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Thank you always for the support. We are almost at 600 subscribers. That is huge for us.
590,
we haven't
right?
even been doing this for 6 months. Actually, we just hit 6 months. But we're almost at 600 subscribers. So we love every single one of you guys, the people that comment, the loyal people, the people that are not loyal, the people that are here to critique. We love you all.
Yeah, facts.
We bless your lives, and we want you to continue to come back. Whatever it is that you're going to come back for, just continue to return and watch the content. Because like I said, we were called to do this.
Facts.
And the only way we will be able to bless others is if we have the eyeballs on the content.
Amen.
So for my part, deuces.
Dry Bones
We're
Podcast.
out. Dry Bones, episode 26.
Episode 26.
Peace.
Peace.